On April 19, 2018, the Wyoming Department of Environmental Quality presented VDR Foreign Auto of Laramie, Wyoming with the 2017 Fourth Quarter Environmental Stewardship Award. The award is given to companies that are nominated by DEQ staff for voluntary efforts to reduce environmental impacts while conducting business. VDR Foreign Auto was chosen by the Wyoming Compliance Advisory Panel, CAP, for this award.
Well, we just think it's the right thing to do. Everything you throw into the trash goes into the landfill, fills the landfills. We have to dig new landfills all the time and spend all that money on lining them and monitoring the leach and all that kind of stuff. So that's very important to us that we can minimize the landfill usage. And of course, a lot of what we do here is semi-toxic or perhaps hazardous in its definition. And so we don't think we should damage the planet for future generations. And when I started this business 26 years ago, we decided we wanted to set the gold standard for everything from the level of customer service on down to the smallest things like how do we take care of our trash and how do we take care of the property that we rent here and stuff and leave it better for the next person.
VDR Foreign Auto was recognized for their unique process in which used motor oil and antifreeze are recycled and reused. This process has not been identified anywhere else in Wyoming, which prompted the nomination for the Environmental Stewardship Award.
This shop is unique because they've essentially been here for 20-something years, and VDR Enterprises has been recycling and going above and beyond almost anything I've ever seen in the field. So for example, they recycle, they cut apart their fuel filters, their oil filters, and recycle all the different pieces in there. And they also source separate all their metals. And they, in addition to that, they recycle used oil and burn it, and also recycle several different types of antifreeze. And so I filed a report with my supervisor about the pollution prevention activities that VDR took upon themselves to do on their own initiative, and he really liked what they do here as well.
VDR Foreign Auto performs auto service on all makes and models, but specializes in European cars. This facility uses a custom-built device that disassembles and separates metal and oil, which furthers the potential for recycling.
We believe in giving back to the community we live in and the state we live in. It's a great state, great place to be. And so based on all that, we decided to start recycling as much of everything as we could. It wasn't always easy in the early days. We had to haul literal pickup loads of cardboard and other things to the recycling plant and haul metal to the salvage yard and everything else. As I found out about ways to recycle things and reuse things, we reuse our waste oil and brake fluids and other hydraulic and fluids and gear oils as heat for our shop. We have a waste oil furnace, UL listed, burns very clean, burns as clean as any home furnace burning fuel oil standard. We started branching into other things. It felt like both a waste of a resource and wrong to dump the antifreeze down the drain, even though it's acceptable by legal standards. It didn't feel right, and waste is always wrong to me. And so we decided to minimize our waste, and we started exploring antifreeze recycling machines at an automotive convention we went to in Las Vegas.
The recycling of antifreeze is challenging, as a majority of vehicles serviced, Volvo, Audi, Mercedes, BMW, have their own special formulation for antifreeze. This requires the recycling machine to be cleaned prior to operation and special filters used for each type of antifreeze.
Explored the cost of different types of machines and different ways of refining that antifreeze, and we settled on a BG system with a good long life filter and a very high efficiency of particulate removal. And they also have one of the best additive replenishment packages in the business, and so we went with a BG system for that. And when we're done with those filters, we package them correctly and send them to the landfill, legal and environmentally responsible as well.
Facility personnel also drain and dry paper filters prior to disposal. Additionally, this facility recycles cardboard, paper, metals, and plastic.